Today we are going to learn about another Spring core annotations that we are going to see as part of the today's video. Okay, so let me tell you, like in our previous class what we have studied. We have studied like we are using the value at the rate value, right, value annotations to inject the value, the primitive type value from the file, or it may be a property file. So for that what we are doing, we are writing our primitive value to read the primitive value based on the key we have written, and to read that what we are doing at the right value, then the dollar, this one we are using the placeholder, that I mean to say the placeholder we are using to read the value from this one, from the file. But how that for that we have to provide like the Spring IOC container should know where exactly this property file, from which property file it should load the data, right? So for that, in the XML we are configuring context colon property placeholder, and the location we are specifying, okay, where that is there. Okay, so but here we are using XML file, but today we are going to make use of the property source so that we can eliminate this whatever the configuration we are doing as part of the XML. That how we can do the same thing we are going to achieve the other value we will do to read, but how instead of writing the placeholder like property placeholder in the XML file, how we can do with the annotation of the property source. Okay, okay, let me I have created the package property source annotation. So here what I will do, I will create one class, I will name it as for example, employee details. Okay, simple use case I'll take just to read how we can read from the property file without using with using the property source annotations. Okay, employee details. Okay, I will take the employee details. This is the class I will take, and inside that what I'll write two property: private string, for example, user name. I will take the username, and private string password. I have private string password. These are the two things I will take, and I will enter the toString method to display purpose. Okay, that is fine. This one is fine. Okay, so in order to make this class as a component class, for that what we have to do, we have to annotate the class as component. Okay, okay, what I have done, I have annotated this employee details class with the at the right component, so that IOC container will find that this class is marked as component, so that I will make the bin of this class. Okay, that is fine. Okay, let me take employee details dot properties. Let me create the property file where we will read the property. So let me create the file employee details dot properties. Okay, and I will go to this one, and I will small case employee properties. So this is the one I just wanted to create, and here what I'll do to read. Okay, let me do let me do here. So to read the username and password from the property file, how we can read? Let me write the employee. Okay, employee, not employee info, employee details dot property. Here what I'll do, I will write emp dot username. Username is equals to uh, employee username is something Prakash. Okay, okay, username is password, and emp dot password. Emp dot password is equals to Prakash at the rate 123. Okay, this is the username and this is the password I have configured as part of the uh, properties file. So how we can read this property file? Okay, for that what we have to do? Uh, okay, let me configure. Let me configure this one, where the package we are using property source. Okay, fine. So here what we will do, we will create the one more class, and that is employee details config. Generally people do it as app config, where the app related configuration there, but to be specific, I have written employee details config to make this this will work as a configuration class for the for our applications. Okay, so to make this a my class as configuration, so what we have to do, we have to annotate this class as configuration. Okay, so what it will do, it will mark this config class as configuration. Okay, and if this class is configuration, then what are the class that is there as part of this application we are using, whatever the class for those class it will create. Employee details is the one class, it is annotated with the component, so IOC container will create the bean of this class employee details. But how? Here we need to specify please scan, that is by using the component scan, and here we will write our base package. Base packages is equals to com dot Prakash IT. So what it will do, it will search com dot Prakash IT package, whatever the class that is there, it will scan, and whatever the class that is annotated with the component, the Spring container will create the object for that. Okay, and one more thing, we have specified the employee detail dot property to read the property file. We also have to, here in our previous example we are writing context placeholder and location we are specifying, but here what we will do, we will specify the property source, whatever the property source we have declared, that we need to write as part of the configuration, right? They are in XML config, whatever the configuration we are doing here we are specifying. Similarly, since this is our configuration class, here we will specify, that is using the property source, so that what it will do, the IOC container will find that, oh, like property source is that is there, so I need to load into the environment details, right? Environment property. Okay, property source, and I will provide the name, and that is there is a class path colon, and here the property file name. Okay, so what it will do, by writing this property source, what it will do, the annotating provide a convenient or declarative mechanism adding property source to Spring's environment to be used the conjunction the configuration. Okay, this property source is used with including the conjunction of configuration, mean along with configuration we should use this property source in order to, there we are using property source, and there is another also property sources also there to read multiple property file. Property sources is also there. Okay, so what it will do, it will read from multiple files. Okay, since we have one file, so we are using property source. All right, it will do, and what I will do, I will take emp dot username, I will take, and I will annotate the employee details to inject the value. Once the uh, once that is detected, the property file detected by the Spring, then what it will do, it will inject the value. Okay, how we will specify, this is the placeholder, we need to specify this one. Okay, this is the value, one value, and for the next one the ID, like the bin ID, bin object is created for this class, what it will do, it will inject this one. Okay, so this is the password we have to specify. Okay, that's all I think. And one more thing, we have to create the employee details. Okay, cancel. So employee details, so employee data, in order to activate the IOC container, what we have to create, we have to create the test class, right? Isn't it? So test, so here what I will do, I will write the main method, inside that application context is equals to new annotation config application context, and here I will pass what, that is employee details config class, right? Employee details config dot employee details config uh, employee details config dot class. Okay, this is the class we just wanted to specify. Okay, then once that is done, then we'll call this context dot get bin method, that we can specify employee details. This is the employee details, it will create the bin with employee details e as a small letter. So we no need to specify. What we can do, we can call, while calling this application, so we can call the class name, or else we can specify the bin id as employee details with e small. Okay, and this is the type is employee details dot class. Okay, fine. Then employee details, and at the end what I'll do, I'll call the employee details. Okay, fine. So what it will do, IOC container will look for the employee details property file. What it will load the property file based on the property source we have configured as part of the Java configuration, Java config we are doing. So from this, once the IOC container find the property source, it will load the property file, and it will create, it will, what it will do, it will scan this package, and the class, whichever whatever the class which annotated with the component, then it will create the bin for that that class. Okay, and once they find the @value, what it will do, it will get the from the placeholder property file, and it will inject from with the value, the literals value, it will inject to the bin of this class with the help of value. Okay, that's all. And if I go to the test class, and if you try to run, then you can see whatever the property class is having, that it will load, because only we are printing employee details. So as you can see, employee details, username and password we are getting. Okay, so this is how what we can do, we can load the property details by using the property source. Okay, the property source, we are using the property source annotations we can use, and we can load the mm, uh, load the file into the Spring environment. What is the job of the property source? Property source will load the file into the Spring environment, so that whatever the data configured inside the file, we can make use of that data by using the value annotations, right? Isn't it? Value annotation, we can use that data. Okay, so I hope this property source is clear to you people. That's all for this video. We'll meet in the next video with a new content. Thank you.